And but I played a little piano in the house growing up, but I didn't really pick up a guitar until I got to New York City when I was 18. And my roommate had a guitar, and I just played it all day long, and I would go to the park and play it, and rather than have to aspire to be a singer, I could just sing. I could just be a singer in the park, in the apartment, on the stoop in front of Big Nick's on Upper West Side. Wherever I could play. And at first I didn't know what I was writing about or singing about. It didn't matter. I just loved to sing. And the joy of singing is what I think attracted people to the music. And then the more I sat down and wrote, the more I started to understand life and my own life and understand just how to adapt to an ever-changing life. And for anyone who doesn't write, the easiest way to do it, to get started, and this is how I started when I was 18, is you just wake up in the morning and write for 10 minutes. Doesn't matter what you write about, just write about it. Write about your dreams, write about, I can't believe I'm writing, I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say, why am I writing, this is stupid. And then I guarantee you at minute 9, your hand will write something to you that will move you and will set you on an amazing day. And I just recommend doing that, and because there's a voice inside of you that is your truth, that's beyond the conflict and the dialogue and the doubt and the fears. There's a voice inside of you that has a lot to say and that knows what's right. And when you write about it, you can sometimes get away from that. And so through the years, I just kept writing, and I find that I would grow into these things I was writing about. So when I said I'm going to make it mine, it was more an aspiration that I got to then grow into, thanks to these writings. Like, yeah, I'm going to make it mine. And then I fucking made it mine. So I highly recommend it, especially in these days when we're all digital and everything's really, really quick. And sometimes there's a lot going on in the world and we just think that we can do nothing to help or make a change. Start on the page and see what you are really capable of, and see what your heart wants to say. This is a song I wrote because I was really moved by Farm Aid, by an experience I had at Farm Aid. I was moved by the musicians, I was moved by the message in how people were standing up for family farmers. Yeah. Yes. And were really standing up for organic farmers, for the difference they made in our food, the difference they made on our environment, and the difference they made on the farmer himself. And you know, outside of the cities where all of our populations live, all of our farmers, and they don't eat as well as we do in the cities. And so I really loved being there. I was moved by it. So I wrote this song thinking about my own life and how maybe how I could help the farmers. And I realized it was in my blood. You know, my granddad grew a lot of food. This is a song I wrote for my granddad. I should correct that. This is a song I wrote for myself, inspired by my grandfather. Frank D. Fixer was a handyman. He could handle anything. He was my granddad. He grew his own food, and he could fix his own car. I watched it all happen in our backyard. He'd reinvent the parts to fix a broken home. He'd restore the heart. Woo! And I wish I was a fixer, I would fix you up inside. I would build you a town if the world fell down. I wish I was that guy. If Frank D. Fixer were alive today, well, he might laugh at me. He may have a thing to say. He might ask that I keep working for the family, to keep the bills all paid and be his protege. What happened to the grounds right where we are? What happened to the family farms? Well, I wish I was a fixer. I would fix you up inside. I would build you a town if the world fell down. I wish I was that guy. Every evening breaking bread, he showed us who a real man is.
Yes!
No matter what my grandma said, he would never lose his head. Well, I wish I was a fixer. I would fix you up inside. I would build you a town if the world fell down. I wish I was that guy. Oh, well, I wish I was a farmer. I would grow you a garden of Eden, and I would bless our family with the gifts my granddad had.